Rosie, and in today's video I'm going to be doing an end of the year book tag. I got the question from Larry on YouTube because I watched her video yesterday and I was like, I kind of feel like yapping about books, so I just took the question that she had. I added some, removed some to my liking, so they're just the questions that I wanted to talk about. So I have a bunch here. If I keep looking sideways, because I have my iPad with the questions right there, and I have all the books in front of me. I pulled them all out of my shelf as you just saw. So we're just gonna get started and talk about books for like 40 minutes. Okay, first question was, what was an underdog book of this year? And for this question, I'm gonna answer Welcome to the Humnamdong Bookshop by Hwang Bodum. First of all, beautiful cover, and I picked this one for the underdog one because I know it got like a lot of people liked this book, but I didn't see anyone talk about it that much in like around the content that I watch and the people that I watch. Not many people talked about this, and it was just so good. I really loved that book. It's basically about a woman who quits her job and opens a bookshop, and then you just kind of see like her life through opening this bookshop and everything that she learns. And it's just a love story about books, honestly. Like the things she said about books and what it feels like, and like reading and everything, like the experience, it just resonated with me a lot. And then we also got other like side characters that she meets. There's like an employee, and there's like a friend that she makes that comes in the bookshop every day to like knit things, I think. Anyways, there's like a bunch of side characters with interesting storylines, and it was just really touching and beautiful. And what was the quote that I really like? This one: we become more compassionate. To read is to see things from someone else's perspective, and that naturally leads you to stop and look out for other people rather than chase after success in the rat race. If more people read, I think the world would become a better place. That's good. But then there was another one about books that I really enjoyed. It's also about work life and work life balance, and you know, to like the work culture. It's also about that, and what we like, the importance we put into working and careers, when in reality we should maybe try to enjoy our life more than just make money. Oh, this one is nice. Sometimes I think about how lucky it is that I enjoy the wind. When the evening breeze blows, I thank it for clearing up the stuffiness in me and letting me breathe easier. Humans are complex, but sometimes we can be so simple. I don't know, it was a really good book. So this is for the underdog book of the year. It was really good. Then we have a more sad question. It's, what was the most disappointing read of this year? I had a hard time choosing because I didn't read a lot of books that disappointed me this year, because in my mind, if I'm disappointed, it's because I had high expectation for it. So there wasn't much. Like, I had a really good reading year, but I will say that A Curse for True Love was kind of disappointing. I think a lot of people felt the same way. Like, where was Jack? Where is Jack? This is my question. Where was Jack? I don't care. I don't care about what's his face. I even forgot his goddamn name. Apollo. I don't care about Apollo. And it's Apollo. Like, this is Apollo and this is Jack. I'm like, we didn't get enough of the main couple. That was my problem with it. And yeah, I really enjoyed book 2. Even though the end was traumatizing. This one kind of disappointing, sadly, but I won't be like bashing it any longer, so let's move on. Then we have what's an overhyped book that you read. And for this one, I'm gonna have to say Onyx Storm. I'm so sorry. This was just the worst one in the trilogy. What even happened in here? So much and yet nothing. Like for like half of the book, they didn't even do anything worthwhile or even learned anything, or just the plot wasn't going anywhere. We weren't discovering anything and we were making dumb decisions and it was pissing me off. I did enjoy the end though. Very good ending, and I will continue reading the series. I am interested, don't get me wrong. And there were some good passages in here. But for the most part, like, I don't know. I really loved Fourth Wing. I liked Iron Flame. Onyx Storm though, not my favorite. I think I gave it 3.5 stars. The 0.5 is for the ending because it was a good ending. But other than that, what were we doing in this? I don't know. So sorry. And then on a more happy note, what was a book that surprised you? And for this one, I'm going to say Funny Story by Emily Henry. I'm saying this one surprised me because Emily Henry for me is not like a favorite author. I really loved Beach Read. Did not like Funny Story. Did not like Happy Place. It was okay. I just didn't understand the hype of it. It was okay. It was just like a romance. I don't know. It didn't get me like in the feels as much as everybody else. And then I didn't even finish Book Lovers. I DNF'd it. So I was kind of iffy about it, but I still heard really good things about Funny Story and I wanted to try it and see what I thought of it. And boy, it was so good. This is a 5-star book. It was so good. Miles and Daphne, oh my god, no. I love that book so much. I think it's one of my favorite romance I've ever read. I annotated it so much and I just loved the love story in here, but also Daphne's a librarian and it's just, when a main character loves books, I just love them. So this was a magnificent read. I love the romance in here and I love also the other topics that were discussed, and the premise was really fun and I was giggling my feet the whole time and it was so good. Like, if you don't know where to start with Emily Henry, I would say Funny Story. Funny Story and Beach Read. Great book. I really loved it. Then we have your favorite book couple of this year. For this one, I'm gonna say Wendell and Emily from the Emily Wells Encyclopedia Fairy series. They stole my heart. They're such softies. Like, it's such a pure love. I love them so much. And then we have Eris and Blythe in Wisteria. Eris, he just looked for her for millennia, for centuries. He's been looking for her and he hasn't stopped loving her for all this time. He is devoted to her. He loves her more than anything in this world, and I just ate it up so bad. They were so good together. I loved them. So these are my 2 favorite book couples this year. Amazing, 5 stars. And then we have what's your favorite main character of this year? And this was really hard. This was really hard because I read a lot of books that I really loved, but I had to bring it down to one and it was really hard. But I think I'm gonna say Anne Shirley from Anne of Green Gables. She was just a breath of fresh air. You can't help but love that girl. She is so wonderful, so happy, so energetic, so generous, and just kind, and she sees the world through magical lenses. Like, I really loved Anne Shirley. This is like a special edition of the Anne of Green Gable book and it's so beautiful, but there's 2 books in here. This is Anne of Green Gable. This is Anne of Avonlea, which is the second book, and that's why it looks like it's not finished, but I finished the first one. I still have to read this one. But look at the annotation I made. Anyways, I really enjoyed Anne Shirley. She was a great discovery this year. Now we have a question that is very exciting for me to answer. What's a new favorite author that you discovered this year? Let me tell you. Fredrik Backman. These are all the books I read this year of Fredrik Backman. I read the Beartown trilogy, A Man Called Ove, and Anxious People all this year, and I plan to read his backlist because I loved every single one of these stories. They were all 5 stars. All 5 stars. And all heavily annotated. Yeah. I love Fredrik Backman's writing. He is my favorite author, point blank. Like, I don't have another favorite author. Well, I do, but this one, like, Fredrik Backman is my top one. All his stories are so emotional and so emotionally intelligent, and it's like he just says things and it's like, that's how I feel. Like, how did you know what I was thinking and put this into words on paper? I don't know. I just love Fredrik Backman so much. His writing is everything to me, and he is my new discovery of the year, and I can't wait to read more of his books. He is incredible. If you want to start your literary fiction journey, start with Fredrik Backman. If you don't like to cry though, maybe don't read Fredrik Backman. But if you do like a good cry, pick it up. Okay, now we have, what was the most frustrating book that you read this year? The 13th Child by Erin A. Craig. I almost DNF'd it. I was so mad at the main character. She was so annoying. I really loved it in the first half, maybe the first third of the book. I thought I was gonna give this like a very high rating, and then it just started going so downhill. Like, I crashed into a wall. Like, what the hell happened? I don't know. But the main character kept making the same mistakes over and over and over and over and over again. Always the same decisions that lead her to trouble and to, you know, very bad consequences, and she kept doing them over and over again. And I was like, are you not learning anything? Are you just stupid? Did not like it. Also did not like the main male character. He called her a prostitute in front of his whole family, and then his excuse was, sorry, I get a little mean or something when I'm with other soldiers. No, I did not enjoy that book at all, and it was very annoying. Okay, now we have the best book adaptation of this year, and honestly, the answer wasn't hard for me because I only read one book that was turned into a movie this year. Either way, it's a great movie, and it's A Man Called Ove by Fredrik Backman. No, the movie with Tom Hanks, I've heard that there's a very good one that's actually like in Sweden. I really want to watch it. I heard it's better than the American one, but I only watched the American one with Tom Hanks. But even this one, like the American one, it was so good. I cried so much. I cried the whole way, all the way. For like 2 hours I was crying at the movie because it's so touching and sad, and just, you have to watch it. It was really good. Obviously the book is better, but the movie was really good. Then we have a book you haven't stopped thinking about since you read it. For this question, I'm gonna have to answer Wuthering Heights. I don't know. This book was so weird, but so good. It was so good, but so weird. Like, and the what I keep thinking about is the main male lead character. Oh my god, Heathcliff. He was so toxically in love with Catherine, and he became crazy. Like, that man, crazy in the head. Okay, and I was so shocked at like the second half of the book and what happens in there with Heathcliff. I was like, that motherfucker is insane. And I keep thinking about it, and I'm like, wow, this is a crazy story. And I'm so baffled that it was written such a long time ago. 1847 that she published this story. Crazy story, but it was really good. Very good classic, but crazy. So I keep thinking back, and maybe I would reread it, honestly. I don't know, but good book. Then we have unpopular book that you read this year that you really loved. And I'm gonna have to say, and for this, I know it's not like unpopular, it's just I haven't really read a book that I can consider not popular this year that I really loved. So I had to pick Ruthless Vows, but I picked it because a lot of people did not enjoy it, and it's the second book in the Divine Rivals duology by Rachel Gillig. I loved Ruthless Vows. I thought it was really good, and I enjoyed that we saw a little bit more of the gods like Dacre. And here, I don't know, I thought it was really good. I really enjoyed it, and I know a lot of people did not, but I ate it up. I think I gave this 4.25 stars, but I think maybe now it would be more like a 4.5. Like, I really enjoyed that story a lot, and I read it in January. It was such a long time ago, but still, very, very good book, and I loved it. Then we have a popular book that you didn't love, and now for this, it was hard, okay, because I didn't know what book that was popular that I did not love. I chose None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. I know she's a very popular mystery thriller author. I think mystery thrillers are just not for me, because I did not like this book. I just couldn't wait for it to be over. Found it kind of boring, and I just did not like it. I don't have much else to say. It's not for me, but I don't think it's like the author's fault specifically or the stories, just I don't think I enjoy mysteries that much. I think it's a genre I'm gonna put off for a little bit, but yeah, sadly I did not really enjoy that one. Okay, now we have a book that you thought you'd love but didn't. Also a hard question for me, because I know my reading taste quite well, and when I pick up a book I know I'm gonna love, most of the time I really like it. But I chose What Did You Do by Janine O'Reilly, because I really enjoyed the first one, and the ending was really crazy, and so I was very excited to see where she was gonna go with the story. I don't know if I liked it. The main lead character, like the main male love interest, I don't know. What was his name? Mendax. I really enjoyed him in the first book, but in the second book he kind of lost his effect on me, and he was kind of just copy and paste. Like, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I just didn't like him as much, but I also did not understand why there was a love triangle. I hate those. I hate love triangles with a passion. I never like them, because there's always a character that I know she will end up with, and it's always unfair for the other character. And also, why are we wasting time choosing between two people when we know which one you're gonna choose? Because if you chose the other one, it would just be a bad book. So I just don't like love triangle, and there was a love triangle in here, and Mendax kind of lost his spark, in my opinion. So not my favorite. I don't know if I will continue this series, maybe, just because they're very quick reads, and they're on Kindle Unlimited, and sometimes you just want to read like a no brain power book, and this is a no brain power book for me. So I don't know, but was not my favorite. Okay, now we have what was the most unique concept that you read this year, and for this one I chose The Night and the Moth, because I've never read a story like this. The main character, Sybil, is a diviner for like the kingdom where she lives, and what diviners do is they tell omens to people, and for her to see the omens of someone, she has to drown. And like when she drowns, she goes like into another world, and she like predicts omens for people, and like literally like their future, basically. Very interesting, very dark. Like, why are you drowning, dying every time? But anyways, very interesting. I love that book so much. 5-star reads. It was amazing. I love Sybil and Roderick. It was an amazing book, and the storyline was very interesting. All of Rachel Gillig's books that I've read are very interesting storyline and unique concepts, and I eat them up so bad. She's one of my favorite authors too. So, and the second book is coming out next year. We're gonna talk about that later. This is the book I chose. Okay, now we have a book that you would reread. And for this one, I had to choose a book that I already talked about, because I don't do rereads that much, honestly. Sometimes, but not really. The only books I've reread in my life are Twilight and Harry Potter. So I don't really do rereads, but if I were to reread a book, I think it would be Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies, because I love this story so much, especially in the spring. Like, it's such a spring book, even though I'm pretty sure the first book is set in winter. I don't care, like early spring you read this, and like the cover, and it's just such a good story, and I feel like I would want to reread it all over again. So this is my answer. Now we have favorite new releases. This is a question I added myself. Obviously I just talked about it. The Night and the Moth, that was a new favorite release. But then we have Holly by Adeline Grace, which is a belladonna novella, like a Christmas novella. I just read this. It was such a perfect book to read at Christmas. If you love the story of belladonna in the 3 books, like, you will enjoy this so much. I loved to see the 2 couples dynamics together because we did not see them, like all 4 of them, that much in the last book, and I was interested to see what their dynamic was, and I was not disappointed. It was a perfect book to read at Christmas. And honestly, like, what the hell, the covers are so beautiful. But yeah, this is one of my new favorite releases this year. And then we also have Wild Reverence by Rebecca Ross, yet again. Amazing, 5 stars. This was so good. This is a prequel to the Divine Rivals duology, so we do get to see a little bit of the gods in the duology, but it's more like in the back of the story. It's not really the main focus, but this is about the gods and about how, not really about how, but you get it at the end, how the magical typewriters were created, and you like see the story of the god who created them, and that just, it was a full circle moment for me. I love the love story in here. It was so beautiful. It was so good. Oh my god. I don't know if you can see the annotations. Oh, right here. It was so good. And also, what the heck? So beautiful. Anyways, favorite new release. And then the last one, I have a couple for these because there were just too many. The Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings. I read this, I think I read this in March. This is also one of my favorite romance. It's so good. It was so good. I love the romance in here. It felt so healthy comparing it to Magnolia Park. Like, this is really toxic. This felt so feels so healthy, and there was communication, and the main male character, he was so good at communicating his feelings, and he was very straightforward, and he was just so honest, and I don't know, I thought it was really good, and it touched on a lot of interesting topics, so I really enjoyed this one. I kind of can't believe it came out this year. Like, I'm looking back at all of these and I'm like, I read this so long ago, it doesn't even feel like this year, but it was really good. Books that you wish that you've read but didn't get to, we have a few. First of all, we have Fireflying by Christine Hanna. I really wanted to get to this one because I wanted to read Christine Hanna and see what I thought, because she's a author that's very popular right now, but because people just are, her books are really emotional, and I love an emotional book. I love to cry when I read. It's one of my favorite things, and I heard that you cry when you read, especially when you read The Nightingale, but I wanted like a friendship story, and this one really appealed to me. So I might buddy read this with one of my friends because I think it would be nice to buddy read, but we'll see. But yeah, I wanted to get to this one, but I sadly did not. Then we have Bury Our Bones in the Midnight Soil by V.E. Schwab. I really wanted to read this in the fall, but I had so many books that I wanted to read in the fall, and it's a chunky one, and all the other books I wanted to read were chunky ones, and I just did not get to it. But I think I am going to save it for next fall, but don't hold me to it. I might just read it in the winter, but it's such a fall book, like vampire. It's like lesbian vampires, toxic lesbian vampires. That's what people say every time they talk about that book. And I really wanted to get to it, and I did not, but I will read it next year for sure. And then we have Anne of Avonlea, the second book in the Anne of Green Gables series. I really wanted to get to it because I wanted to read Anne of the Island. Is that what it is? I think the third one, because the cover is so fall, and I wanted to read it in the fall, but I did not sadly get to the second book. But I will read it this spring. Like, I will. I'm so excited. Actually, I've been thinking about this story again, and I want to pick the other book up very soon. So these are the ones that I wanted to get to and did not. And then we have my priority reads for next year. Now there is a few of them. First of all, I want to finish the Crown of Naxia series because there's another book coming out in August, I think, and I want to be up to date and excited with everyone else for the release. So I do have like, I think it's maybe 3 or 4 books that I have to read in there. So we have that. Then I really want to read Dracula because in February there's Dracula, a love story that comes out in Canada. I'm so excited about it. It's literally coming out the day before my birthday. Like, I can't wait. But I want to have read the Dracula story so I know like the storyline and I have the background. Will I get to that before the movie comes out? I don't know, but I hope so. I did ask for it for Christmas, so we'll see. And then I have all of Frederick Bachman's backlist that I haven't read. There's a few. There's like My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry, and then there's a few novellas, and then there's one that's Someone Was Here, like I don't know what the name is. Was Here, and I think there's 2 books in this. Like I think it's a duology. I'm not sure. There's a bunch of books that he's written that I haven't read that I want to read this year because I just love all of his books. So there's that. Then we have obviously The Nav and the Moon by Richard Gulick, which is the second book in the Night and the Moth duology that's coming out, but I've talked about that enough. So obviously I want to read that. It's a priority because I'm so excited for it, but it doesn't come out till September, so you know, we're just not gonna think about that right now. And then we have Agnes Obert's Mystical Cat Shelter, which is the new book that Heather Fawcett is coming out with. I think it's coming out in February also. Very excited about that, but I already talked about new releases, so I'm not gonna expand on that, but really want to read that soon when it comes out. And then I have a few Gothic classics because I just love the Gothic so much. The setting for books that are Gothic, I just love it. There's something in there that I just love, and I've been getting a lot of TikToks on my For You page about Gothic classics that are really good, and I want to get into them. So here are a few. I'm gonna put them on the screen because there's so many. I'm not gonna talk about all of them, but these are the few that I've seen that are really interesting to me. So I'm gonna keep an eye out for those, and I'm gonna try and squeeze a few of them in. But with classics, it's kind of hard if they're big, because English is my second language, and sometimes the English in these books are kind of hard to grasp, so it takes me longer to read. So I don't read that many in a year. I think this year I read 3 classics, and that's enough. So I don't know, but I would want to dab into these more Gothic classic stories. And now the last question is reading goal for this year and reading goal for next year. So for this year, my reading goal was 40 books, and I blew past that so fast, and I'm so excited. I was so surprised about how much I was reading this year. I've never read that much in my life, honestly. I think I'm about at like 66 books right now, maybe 67 if I finish Crooked Kingdom before the end of the year. But that's so many books. I did not think I was gonna be reading like 20 over my reading goal. That's crazy to me, 20-ish. So yeah, I decided to set my 2026 goal at 70 books. Just have a little challenge, but I think I could make it if I have an as successful year in reading next year that I did this year. But I just think it's a fun goal. If I don't reach it, it's okay. It's just for fun. Like, I don't put pressure on myself to get that goal. It's just fun if I do. But if I don't, who cares? I just want to read good books, okay? So these are my goals for this year and next year. And these are all the questions I had for today. I think I've yapped for long enough, and I think there was a lot of really good books that I read this year, a lot that I didn't even mention in this video, but I'm gonna have another video recapping all of the books that I read this year, so keep an eye out for that. But it's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you want to see more of me, I have all of my social links down below: Instagram, TikTok, and Fable, and Goodreads. I'm not as much on Goodreads, I'm more on Fable. If you want to see what I'm reading, I suggest using Fable. It's the best app. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I hope to see you in the next one, and in the meantime, take care and happy reading. Bye.